Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, and I'm telling you, this is not like a Halloween trick or promotion or anything like that. A couple of things happened during this episode right off the bat that were kind of strange. One, you'll hear it throughout the episode. I left it in. There is some computer static that is coming through that I have not had happen in over a year. And I can't explain why I got it that day, have no idea. The other thing that happened that was very strange is that my headphones went out right before we started the episode. Now, she and I had been talking for about 2 hours, just catching up because we haven't talked in a long time, and everything was fine. Go to start the episode, and just about when we were about to start recording, the left side of my headphones just died, just went out, and I wasn't moving around. I wasn't doing anything weird, just decided to stop working. After we were done recording and we talked a little bit more afterwards, it started to work again. And then it stopped working and never started working again. So I had to go out and get another pair of headphones. While I was editing the episode, now the episode is about an hour long and everything went fine until about 49 minutes and 14 seconds. I started hearing some things that I cannot account for where it came from. Now, I caught in a span of, 4 minutes, 6 different clips that I'll play for you that I don't know what they were. They came in on the phone line, so there could have been some kind of weird crosstalk, but I did not hear it, and it was not anything that was happening when she was speaking, and certainly not in her voice, but it came in through her line. So I cannot say for any definitive answer exactly what it is that you're about to hear. I can only say, here is something that I captured in the audio. The whole episode up to 49 minutes and 14 seconds was fine. All of a sudden, boom, 6 things within a span of 4 minutes. And then the last few minutes were fine. We were just wrapping up things there. So I don't know what would have happened had we continued. But in any case, and we were recording this during the day, so not in a typical time of like a hotspot or anything like that. It was let's see, we started talking at 11. We talked for a couple hours, so we started recording the episode around 1 Pacific time, 4:00 p.m. Eastern time, and not peak hours for paranormal activity. So I'll leave it to you to be the judge as to what you hear. You are going to hear some computer noise in there. In these clips, and that is part of what was weird about the episode. But then you're going to hear some very distinctive sounds that sound like a voice. I'm not going to tell you what I think any of them say. I only have one that I'm pretty sure I know what it says. One, I think I know part of what it says, and then the rest I'm not sure. So I will leave that up to you. I hate when they have these, like EVP things, and they show you on the screen what it's saying while you're hearing it for the first time so that you can't form your own impression. You're already programmed to hear it a certain way. And that's really unfair because you don't get the chance to decide what you think it actually says. So with that in mind, I'll play you the clip. I'll tell you the time. I will also have the times written down in the show notes. Now, obviously, this relates to the previous episode, Jenna, and the times that you can find the clip actually embedded into that particular show. These are I just cut them out and put them here. I did not manipulate them. I did not change the EQ. The only thing I did was isolated them from the rest of the clip and just boosted the volume a little. So there's no EQ, there's no altering or anything like that. So I'm going to play you the first clip now. This clip can be found at 49 minutes and 14 seconds in the original episode, Jenna. Now, you can hear the computer static, and it almost stops so that the voice can cut through and then starts up again, but it continues while the voice picks up again and says something else. So I can't really isolate right now. I'm not that good at spectral editing, which is kind of ironic at spectral editing, but I cannot really isolate that myself. So I'm going to seek out a friend to see if they're going to be able to do it at some point, and we can revisit that later. But for now, you can hear something distinctive in the beginning, and then over the computer sound, you can hear more voice. So certainly interesting. make of it what you will. And then the second clip we find just about a minute later at 50 minutes and 4 seconds. And I'll play that one for you now. So the first clip sounded more like a male voice, and this clip sounds more like a female voice with a male voice at the very end. Again, I'm not saying that these are EVPs. I'm simply saying that they are things that I caught that I cannot explain in the audio. I was getting a lot of computer static, so it could be that there was some other phone line crosstalk or something else going on. I'm going to let you be the judge of what that could be or what you hear. But that was certainly interesting. And again, that was at 50 minutes and 4 seconds, which was just about a minute after the first one. The third one is about 2 minutes after that. So this one is at 52:02, and I will play that for you now. So now we're going back to what sounds like a male voice, somewhat in the distance, but definitely an interesting clip nonetheless. Again, no explanation for that. The fourth clip of the sixth actually happened just about 7 seconds later at 52:09 in the original episode. And here is what that one sounds like. So this one, there isn't as much there. It just sounds like something's trying to cut through and being cut off. I don't know if that was an issue with the signal or if it was an issue with whatever was causing the sound. But nonetheless, it was something I caught, so I thought it was important to include. Again, if I'm able to clean these up more later or find someone who is really good at spectral editing that can clean that for me, at least get the computer noise out, that might be something that becomes important later. So I didn't want to throw that away. Now, the next clip is about 20 some seconds later at 52:36. And here I will play that for you now. This one's interesting. I feel like there's a lot going on in it. At the beginning, it almost sounds like something is on a delay, kind of like, in the old days when they used to announce things on loudspeakers and you had that sort of echoey delay. It sounds like that a little bit, and then there's just little bits and pieces here and there. Again, it's something that I'm hoping once it's cleaned up might have a little bit more value, but I do feel like there's something of substance in there somewhere. I'll leave that up to you, whether you agree or whether you don't agree. And the last clip is just a 3/4 of a minute after this at 53:15 in the original Jenna episode. And here is how that one went. So I think this one is probably the most complex of all of the clips. There seems to be a lot going on here. There seems to be multiple voices or sound sources, I should say. Again, I'm not guaranteeing that these are EVPs by any means, but they definitely sound like they form words or breaths and words, at least I should say. Anyway, thanks for listening to these guys. I would be curious to know what you think. Please give me an email at scott@scotthaskin.com. If you're interested in knowing what I think, send me a note there and I will tell you through email. I won't do it here because I don't want to cloud any potential thoughts of what it could be. I don't want to put any suggestions in anyone's head, but there are a couple distinct things that I'm pretty sure I hear, and I'd be happy to share it with you that way. But thanks for listening, guys. Certainly a very weird day. I can tell you that we recorded this last Friday, And so it was just a week ago today that you're hearing this from the recording. And, I didn't hear any of this while we were talking. This was all stuff that I found once I boosted the signal during the editing process. And it certainly was a surprise to me, but considering the subject matter and the story that our guest was telling, it's kind of not surprising that something would have come through. Just interesting that all of these things happened in a span of just a few minutes. And there was nothing else during the rest of the episode that I heard. If you guys heard something in the episode that I did not, also, please let me know. Again, shoot me an email at scott@scotthaskin.com. And really look forward to hearing from you and hearing your thoughts on this. Thank you guys for sharing in this Halloween episode with me, or dual episode, I should say. We will be back next Wednesday, back on our regular schedule with a really amazing guest. I'm really looking forward to talking to them. As I'm recording this, I haven't done the interview yet, but it's looking to be a great one. And then the one after that is just as great. So share those with me, or I'm sharing those with you because I think they're great and they should be shared. And that's kind of why I interview people, is to share these great things that they're doing, get to know the people behind the work a little bit, and a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you guys. I hope you had a safe and wonderful Halloween. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, be cool, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday.